Hello YouTube and fellow comic book aficionados. Today I have with me the new printing of Rick Remender's Uncanny X-Force. I've been waiting for this for years. It went out of print a number of years ago, and third-party sellers were asking outrageous prices for them on places like eBay and even Amazon. It's been a very sought-after book, and Marvel listens to its fans, and they decided to release a reprint. And myself, along with many other fans, were absolutely thrilled to hear that news. I do not have a very large chunk of knowledge about the X-Men universe. It is so vast and so expansive, and it has been around for over 50 years at this point. So many characters and stories, far too many almost to read in a lifetime at this point. I have largely stayed away from it just because the lore is so vast. It's almost intimidating to somebody who hasn't already been reading X-Men for years. But this run of Uncanny X-Force has always been one of my favorites. I have read this entire thing in the past. It has been a while, but there's just something about this run that just enthralls me. I remember reading it for the first time years ago, and I was just, this is just on another level. Again, not knowing expansive history of the X-Men, it was a little confusing for me, but I quickly made it through those parts of it, and it has gone on to become one of my favorite runs in comics of all time. And I was so happy that they released this reprint of this omnibus. So here we have the front cover of the dust jacket with Wolverine, Psylocke, Deadpool, Phantom X, and Archangel. Spine. And the back. $100 cover price. Again, you can buy this online for cheaper than that. Parental advisory. Ooh. So let's take the dust jacket off and take a look at the hardcover. All right. Biggest difference, I'm sure most of you can tell, between first printing and this printing is the first print had a white cover. This one now has a black cover. I like the black better, to be honest. So front, spine, and the back with the X-Force. Oh yeah, and Nightcrawler joins the team a little ways into the story as well. Let's take a look inside. So this book has artwork from the amazing Jerome Opeña, who, as I'm sure a bunch of you know, went on to work with Jonathan Hickman on his Avengers run. Those are amazing books as well. He is just an absolutely phenomenal artist. And also Assad Ribic does artwork in this book as well. He went on to do Thor with Jason Aaron. It's a great splash page. He went on to do Thor with Jason Aaron, and also did Secret Wars with Jonathan Hickman to complete his Avengers run, which of course led into the reboot, the soft reboot of Marvel. I think it was 2015. Correct me if I'm wrong. Alright, while I'm in the middle of the book, I thought I'd show off the binding. It is a sewn binding, as you can see. However, there's not much of an eye hole there. The book does lay very flat. You won't have any problem with gutter loss. But Marvel, once again, showing kind of their inconsistency with these newer releases. I don't know what the deal is. Usually their eye holes are like huge, and you have no problem with the book laying flat. But I don't know. Like I said, it does lay flat, but it's just not what we're used to seeing with these Marvel Omnibus. But I don't know. Something's going on over there. It's still a very well put together book, though. But basically, the gist of this story is the X-Force. This X-Force team is basically like the X-Men's Black Ops team. They're the ones that get sent in to do high risk missions that the rest of the X-Men team wouldn't be able to do or wouldn't want to do. Really great writing from Rick Remender, who of course is probably most well known for his independent work, especially with Image Comics. But he absolutely shines in this run. One of the best of all time, in my personal opinion. Let's skip to the back for the bonus content. All right, got variants. Got script, page pencils of certain pages, more script, sketches, history of the X-Force. That's cool. Lets you brush up, because the X-Force has been around for decades. Just the team members have just always fluctuated. And there you have it. Uncanny X-Force by Rick Remender, the reprint. So happy to have this in my collection. Absolutely thrilled to be able to read it in this oversized format. And again, not huge into the X-Men mythology, but man, with the lineup of books that they have announced to be released throughout the rest of this year, all kinds of X-Men books. They got the Wolverine Volume 1 by Frank Miller reprint. I'm going to scoop that up. They got Astonishing X-Men by Whedon reprint. I'm going to scoop that up too. And I think they're actually going to be reprinting the Uncanny X-Men, the original stories, those 3 omnibus. So I might just have to scoop those up so I can start from the beginning. It's a really exciting time if you're an X-Men fan. Be able to grab all these reprints. Like I said, Marvel really listens to their fans. But that is the end of this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Comment down below. Subscribe and do that whole thing. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.